want to go back into the Andor situation here because we have the reviews that are in, and don't just listen to me. I don't know if you saw this, Roxy, but here are the reviews. This is from Dark Horizons, who wrote the Andor season 2 reviews are in, and it says that after reactions the other day, the professional reviews for the second season of Lucasfilm's Andor are now in, and surprisingly, are even more gushing than the early reactions, and decidedly more positive than the first season. That new season has pulled in a truly stellar 98% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 93 out of 100 Metacritic, higher than a 96% respectively for the first season. That rather astonishing Metacritic score makes Andor Season 2 the best reviewed TV show of the year so far. Beating Adolescence, Hacks, Severance, Best Interest, The Rehearsal Season 2, Dark Winds Season 3, The Last of Us Season 2, Dying for Sex 82, and The Studio at 80.
No way. No way. No way.
Listen, here's a sampling of some of the reviews thus far. Andor has been a bomb and blessing. It really has been some of the very best storytelling to ever bear the Star Wars name. And it also feels like it should be the last live action prequel. From Liz Shannon Miller, Schmodown competitor. Gilroy's resolve to craft an earnest tribute to the unsung heroes who built the rebellion is only surpassed by his ability to deliver a Star Wars story as aching and soulful, tragic, and tenacious as this. That's from Ben Travers. Let's see, who else do we know? Other people here. Oh, let's go with a few more of these. The second season doesn't just cement the show's standing as the best Star Wars project ever made. It's also the rare spinoff that deepens the best parts of the franchise around it. Nicholas Qua from Vulture. Creator Tony Gilroy goes for highbrow political intrigue in a way that is complementary to the space opera fun of Star Wars rather than the disdainful of it. I love this review. He gives a long-cherished galaxy a respectful weight and/or takes that all very seriously. That is, Richard Lawson has my thoughts 100%. Very well put for Richard Lawson. If the new season serves as a devastating testament to the power of storytelling, both within the Star Wars reality and our own, it also doubles as a sharp reminder of its limitations. Angie Hanna, the Hollywood Reporter. Andor Season 2 is a counterintuitively bold. It is not gigantic and thrilling in a manner you might expect, but it is audacious in just how mannered, nuanced, and smaller scale the narrative is without sacrificing engagement. Rodrigo Perez. Season 2 and Andor as a whole impresses with how effectively it uses the pieces of this hugely commercial brand to directly grapple with the ways that fascism rises and the way it can be fought. Let's see. There's so many. They air tonight. And I'm telling you, Roxy, I actually thought of you when I was watching the show because
When does it drop, Kristian? 9?
It drops at 9:00 tonight, the first 3. So I thought of you because I was like, Roxy's my TV person, and she loves TV so much. And I remember you saying you thought Andor was fine. It was good. It was fine. I remember I don't think you're going to feel after the first 3 tonight. I think you're going to probably be the same. I think you'll probably be like, yeah, it was good. You can tell that it's a good, the first 3 episodes. I think by the time you end episode 3, you're going to go, okay, solid. You're going to get to a place in Andor Season 2, and I know exactly when that is, and you're going to go, I know what you're talking about. I just know you very well. All right, let's talk about Stitch Fix. I know shopping's hard. I know it is. I found a much better way to do it, though. Stitch Fix, online personal styling, and makes it so easy. I'm not a shopping person. It doesn't matter. Even if I can figure out my size, stores never seem to really have what I need in stock. Then I'm not a crowds person. I'm not a lines person. I don't have the time for it. Stitch Fix, it gets you a stylist who understands your style, understands the size, gets the budget. They do all the shopping for you. So I just give my stylist the one that I have right now. I give them the size, I give them the style, I give the budget preferences. I order boxes when I want, how I want, no subscription required. And he just sends me for pieces, pluses, outfit recommendations, styling tips. It's awesome. I keep what works, and then I send back the rest. It's very easy. There's no stores, there's no crowds, there's no stress. Just personalized looks that you're going to love. Stitch Fix makes it all so easy. And it looks like you know what you're doing, too. If you're walking around, you go, hey, look at you. You're in style. I said, I know, right? And then I give Stitch Fix some props. Anyway, make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/KHS. One more time, stitchfix.com/KHS. And I think
And you think that not only will I think it's a great Star Wars show, but I'll think it's one of the best television shows of the year?
possibly.
Like, it's saying that it's better but can you pull up that list again? It said
Yeah.
it's better than Adolescence, which I
It says it's reviewed better than those movies.
reviewed better than
Yes. Yeah.
Adolescence, which, as a television show, I'm not even calling Adolescence my favorite show of the year because it isn't,
Right.
but there is no greater masterpiece this year than Adolescence was, as I've raved about over and over
It
again with
beat
you.
Adolescence at 91. And remember, this is still fresh. It just came out. So 91 out of 100. It probably could. And
Hacks has been amazing this season. Severance, I loved. I don't know Best Interests.
Okay,
The Rehearsal is on my list to talk about today.
okay.
I don't watch Dark Winds. The Last of Us, obviously, that we aren't done with the season yet. The same
Right.
that we not with Andor yet.
Right. Well, but that's a good point that you make. They shouldn't really include Last of Us because well, maybe not. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they've seen the whole season. Those critics, I don't know. But like,
I don't think so. I don't think they sent out screeners for any critics at all.
okay. Well,
Have you heard any critic who's gotten screener for this whole season?
Now I have, but it was after season 2. It was after episode 2.
Oh,
Which makes sense.
yeah, I get it.
So I will tell you that I think that this show, I think that you're going to think it's better than Severance, and do I think you're going to think it's better than Adolescence? No, I don't. I think you are going to say this is a very, very good show.
But could it be a top 10 show of the year for me?
It might. There's an episode that I think everyone will be talking about because it doesn't just.
Can you say which episode?
I don't want to because what I will tell people is let this season marinate. Do not do the thing with I got bored. There was too much talking. The talking is what elevates this stuff. It is the build up, the stakes. It's built throughout the entire thing. It runs like one long movie. I don't disagree at all that this might be, as far as television goes, it might be the best that Star Wars has done overall.
What would be your other favorite?
I mean, Andor season 1 is up there, but like Mandalorian 1 and 2 are really fun Star Wars projects.
I love that show.
It's a fun show. It's a fun
This
show.
is better.
Yes, this is a better made show. This show feels like it could have been on HBO or like Max. It feels like it's or Apple. It feels like that kind of show. It doesn't feel like there are times, and I love Mandalorian, but I'm sometimes like, oh well, that's a set. That felt kind of like cartoony.
Do I have to remember Andor season 1, and do I have to remember Rogue One?
Rogue One. Well, okay. So you don't have to. No, you don't have to. And I'll tell you, it was funny because I was talking to my friend today about this season, and I asked him if he ever saw 1, and he said no. And I said, you know what? You should watch 1 and 2 and then watch Rogue One because I'd be jealous of people that get to do that. So if you don't really remember Rogue One serves, and this isn't a spoiler for anything, this is what they've been saying since the beginning. Rogue One serves as the series finale. Rogue One is the series.
I really don't remember Rogue One.
Great. So save it. You don't need to watch. What I will tell you is watch the recap for season 1.
Okay.
You should watch the recap so you're like, oh, okay. And they give you a this is what's happening now thing.
Is it like a 5-minute here's where
yeah. You watch that because that's important to get caught like any show. You just want to get, oh yeah, like Severance. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember that happened, and I gotta watch that in order to know what's going on there. So yeah, I would do that for sure. But then, like I said to people, lock into it and don't treat it like one of these shows that like I hate to keep dumping on them, but like the Filoni verse where it's just like, oh, there's the monster of the week and this, and like they don't. The best thing that I saw, this wasn't Filoni's show, but this was Deborah Chow's show in Obi-Wan. The only thing that I saw them do kind of remind me similar to what they did in this show is and I've mentioned it a million times, Obi-Wan gives a little insight that he had a brother, and he goes and he starts talking like, oh, there's a little more insight, and then they just kind of go away from that. But that was the one time I was like, oh, they're actually developing characters. This show it elevates characters, it elevates stories. Yeah.
Is it a flaw of the show, Kristian, that you feel like you have to preamble not to ditch it after 3 episodes?
No, it's not ditch it. It's not ditch it. It's just like, so it's people might feel, I haven't seen anybody say that. And like I said, I think all of the storylines that are going on in 1 and 2 are really, really good. I just don't love Andor himself, his storyline in the first 2. But a lot of different stories going on that connects everything. So you'll still be interested on what's happening in general, because this first 2 episodes, I want to go back and watch them again, because after knowing everything that goes down, they set up so much that is leading into everything that is happening throughout
Can you
the
tell us which of the 3 you're not of the 3 tonight,
whole
which
arc, the 3 arcs.
you're most
I would
interested
rank the arcs. Arc 3 is the best. 4 and 2 are tied, and then arc 1.
Okay. So it's all uphill from here
Yes.
or downhill. I
Uphill.
always think that's a really tough expression because to me, it's all uphill from here sounds difficult. Like it's hard to go uphill. Going downhill is fun and easy. But if you say it's all downhill, you mean it's not good.
Right, right.
So
And
I
it's
think that's tough.
it's true. It makes me so curious, because I know I get in this conversation all the time about how I think Tony Gilroy really has a handle just on how to make good content, good good shows, good movies. He didn't direct these. He was showrunner of it. If I was Kathleen Kennedy or Carrie Beck in August, I would be dumping a truck full of money on Tony Gilroy's lawn and saying, "Please come and do another show for us."
But you don't think Tony Gilroy should be the next Kathleen Kennedy?
Mm-mm. I don't think he wants to. He's not. He's also talked about it. He's not. He doesn't love Star Wars. He likes making good stories with good characters. He's not a. This is what I love about Tony Gilroy. Tony Gilroy doesn't pretend that he knows all the lore. What he does is he hires people on his show who does, and who do know these things. And he says, "Okay, well, I want to make artifacts, and I want to do that. What artifacts? Well, this was part of this era of Star Wars. Great, put that back there. Let's do that." And he collaborates, and he puts these things. There are so many different and there was a thing about people were talking about how there was a shortage of aliens. There's aliens all over the place in season 2, everywhere. I love that, and I think he took the note.
Any designs that we've never seen before?
No, I love that question. And I mean, the answer is probably yes. A few, like the first 3 episodes, there were a couple times that it felt a little more like Dune-ish, right? In the look and the feel. And then that quickly kind of goes away after the third. But it did really feel like there's a lot of times I just felt like I was in the planets that they went to. I just felt like I was in this world. I mean, this
Cool.
galaxy again. And it didn't feel like there were a couple times I was watching Boba Fett. It felt like Spy Kids. It didn't feel like, Andor. I mean, sorry, not Andor. Star Wars.
Just as a little side, because there was somebody in the comments like, "Damn, Roxy, just watch the show."
No,
First, this is how I enjoy things.
she's asking questions about it. Yeah,
It's not out yet, or
yeah,
I would have watched it.
yeah, she's asking, and she's also getting information for you guys.
Yeah, this is how I like. This
There's
is
no
how I enjoy
spoilers.
things. But I noticed this. I wonder if this happens to you ever.
Yeah.
Probably not, Kristian. For now that you're doing so many watch-alongs, but all the time people will be like, "Just shut up and watch," and it's like, this is how I. This is my job.
Right, right,
Is to comment and ask questions and to predict things and to wonder and to not shut up. Like
right,
quite literally, I'm paid to not shut up.
right. That's the whole point of that.
So when we're here and we're talking about Andor season 2 reviews are in, and I'm sitting across from somebody who's seen all of Andor,
You're asking questions about it.
I got some questions.
As you should. I just hope that I really do hope that the stubbornness of some of the people in that company looks and goes, okay, because I think season 2 will have better ratings than season 1. I think
Did season 1 not have good ratings?
this is what people always talk about. It started off slow, right? The ratings, and they weren't the best. But as time went on and people started raving about it, they went back and people started watching it, hence getting a season 2.
Right.
Or continuing on with season 2. And after Emmys and nominations and all that type of stuff, it's one of the most praised thing, and it's going to be this one's going to be praised even more than the first one. And I hope that ego doesn't get in the way, and I hope that they go, okay, maybe we should do, because you can do more things like this with Jedi and with other things. You can do things with people in the Star Wars world and really develop it. This is what this show proves to me. You can develop and create stories and make it like serious and fun. You can, like I said, not every show should be dark like this, but you can make it serious and fun and still treat it like a show and not a 25-minute animated show.
Mm.
But we'll
Do
see.
you think that the majority of people are gonna say that this was better than the first season?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Because I think, but what everyone, because I'm like, I am trying to control myself and not watch Rogue One because Sam has never seen Star Wars, and so I'm waiting to see. But then
Any?
again, what? Any of them? She's never seen any of them. She
Wait,
refused.
wait, what?
Yeah, she refused. She never
What do you
wanted to
mean
watch
she
it.
refused?
She never thought it was for her. Never really cared about it.
She's never seen a minute of a Star Wars?
I mean, I'm sure she knows about the pop culture stuff. I'm sure. Unfortunately, I'm sure she knows about I'm Your Father. I'm sure.
I honestly really think I should do a rewatch of that because do you remember the last year when Darina and Steph told me about Luke's hand and I didn't remember?
Yeah, yeah. You should definitely do a rewatch of it. But
Like, I'd just be missing so much stuff.
yeah.